My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2. Ah, got it. And who do we kill? Who do we kill with it? Annoyingly, there is a 3 elite path, but it requires going through a shop so early that I won't get to take any advantage of it. I could even take a 3 elite, sorry, 3 rest 2 elite. Over on this left-hand side, though, there's just 4 early question marks, 2 early rests, and then I roll into 2 elites to take. You know what? That seems so much better. It's 1 less rest, but the additional question marks and the spacing of them, I think means that I'm more likely to be able to use the rests on this side as upgrades, whereas on the other side I'd have to use them as rests. Oh. Yes, of course! I know the law! I know the law! Oh, but on a second, a law deck. Yes, please. A claw that plays itself twice the first time you play it, it's a really good way to start a claw deck. Subroutine leap and ball lightning. Grab a leap. Always nice to have a defend plus somewhere. Okay, that claw could kill the backline this turn, but we'll start with dual cast instead. Nice. FTL Tesla and Sweeping Beam. I'm open to taking a Sweeping Beam just to have an AoE in the deck. Heart of Iron for an upgraded uncommon skill for Skim. Thanks. Draw 4 in a deck that has 0 costs in it. Love that. Give me a colorless card and give me Nostalgia or something. Of course, I couldn't get that lucky, but Fisticuffs is real good. Blocks while attacking. I can definitely fight in AoE. I've got an AoE cards. I specifically got it for these kinds of situations. Yeah, where they ask us to do AoE. Not Age of Empires. Talking about that area of effect damage. See what Dual Cast has to say about it. Interesting. Thank you for your input. 3, 5, sets up. Strike kills back. I'm open to using Attack Pot to possibly save the 9 this turn. That's bad. Yep. If I'd done that earlier, I would have, yeah, would have taken nothing that turn, alas. Gunk Up, Lightning Rod, and Sweeping Beam. Don't think these are what we're missing. Had to hatch that egg. Then we get Wall Paint to upgrade a Zap and also Defend. Fisticuffs, Defend, Zap. Another Defend. I do decent damage and full defense on that first turn. That bodes pretty well. It's a good boding right there. Oh, I've even got a Leap left in my next draw pile. Hell yeah. Leap Skim. Yeah, if I get out of this fight taking, what? What was that, like 14? Metronome, the first time you channel 7 orbs each combat, deal 30 damage to all enemies. Feral. It bounces a 0 cost card back to hand. What do you want to know? It's Feral. The answer is Feral. God damn. There's a Claw here, but there's also an ultimate Defend, which is really important. Let's going to be way easier for me to get another claw than it is to get another ultimate defend. It's so many defensive points for so little energy. It's 11 and it upgrades to 14. Alright, claw will bounce back to hand, so it's 4 and then 7. That's enough to kill the assassin raider by itself. Sick. Pretty good follow-up there. Feral needs to be 1 cost as soon as possible. Refract feels like slightly too much. I'm going to take Tempest instead, because I can also use it as an AoE if I can use it to evoke channel our 7th orb. Feral will bounce that claw back to hand. And beautiful. Skim gets us down to Zap, Ultimate Defend, and Fisticuffs for 9 damage and 9 block at the same time. Let's Skim, Ultimate Defend, and Fisticuffs, much the same as last turn. And that was okay to do because if I reached Claw or Bird Swoop, we would have had lethal this turn. So, Skim... Oh my god. They're really at the bottom of the deck, unfortunately, here. We take an extra 15 damage here that, honestly, 9 times out of 10, we don't end up taking in this fight. Tough. Juicy Bracelet, regular enemy encounters are no longer encountered in question mark rooms, Skill Pot, and double energy makes a lot of sense if I'm going to try and do this. Tempest situation. I now have to rest here. Previously, I think I could have gotten away with the upgrade to Feral if I still had 15 more HP that I lack, sadly. Fisticuffs will only gain block. I'm going to check this, but it'll only gain block equal to damage dealt, so it should give me exactly 1 block. I have no use for 1 block this turn. Feral needs to be in play, and we'll drop a defend as well. Well, I'll fish for some sort of a defend and skill pot this. Alright, that's interesting. Sure, fight through. We've removed all of the enemy's slipperiness. Now I've just got to kill you before the big hit this upcoming turn. Ooh, that doesn't bode well. 32 incoming. Leap and Fisticuffs is 16. That's exactly the amount of incoming damage. 16 health, 32 damage. Well, I'll play Claw so that we can fulfill Metronome and then die. That's so mean. That's... Bygone Effigy, you were actually insanely mean. I need you... I'm not gonna focus on it. I'm not gonna focus on it. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's okay. I definitely could have done things differently, though. That's always the case. And that's always the part that I gotta refocus on. Because I can't control whether or not they put my best 3 cards in the deck on the bottom consistently enough to guarantee that I die in the next fight, even despite the fact that I rested. I even rested. Anyway, it's fine. I actually don't think anything about it. It's whatever. It's like so literally not even my problem. I mean, this definitely is. The incoming 13 damage. That's pretty, I'd consider it a problem. Droplet of recognition. Oh, just give me the uproar double. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage, and God forbid you cut some strikes out of the deck. It can do even more. Yeah. There goes that. Tadpole? We'll take Skim. I can't take a speculative Hailstorm right now, I don't think. Hell yeah. Enough damage to prevent any damage coming into me that turn. Barrage, Turbo, and Scavenge. I'm very open to Turbo because I already took Draw. I also like the idea of Scavenge, but I want to take the Turbo first. I would have taken Scavenge if we were up against Soulfish at the end of this floor already. In order to save health, I'm going to use Droplet of Recognition here to get the Turbo. Boost away, another Uproar, yes. Colorless? Stratagem, Ultimate Defend, and Production. Production's pretty good with the Skim. Ultimate Defend would help us cover our defense, yeah. It's too important to ignore. Let's up the Turbo energy and the Skim draw. Yeah, I'll force you to take a strike out of the deck because those are really going to help me lower the odds of Uproar randomly hitting strikes. I want Uproar to hit, Uproar to hit, Uproar to hit, Uproar to hit, what's it called? Meteor Strike. Ultimately where you want to go at the end of that. Frozen Egg! Whenever you get a power card to your deck, upgrade it. That's agreed right before I'm about to hit a shop. Hell yeah, I'll do that. Ooh, I'll get greedy. Now, I also think that I've got a pretty good deck for taking out anyone except for the Scavenging. I'm okay against Scavenging. I'm gonna take the Elite. Well, yeah. This isn't Scavenging. Scavenging Colony is the AoE fight, which I'm also pretty bad at, but I was thinking about Skulking. They should have been thinking about Scavenging, actually, so. 11 damage that turn. Hey, nice follow-up, full defense. Well, I have to use a speed bot to survive this turn, so I'm thinking maybe this was a bad idea. That's okay. Thankfully, I'll still be killing you and making my way out the other side of this bad idea. Pantograph, at the start of each boss combat, heal for 25 HP. Refract is exactly the kind of card that you want to play from a Uproar. I have to rest here, I don't have a choice. I was wondering if I'd see Lee's Waffle here. Because then I wouldn't have to rest in the previous one. There was no world where I could afford to make the gamble that I was going to see Lee's Waffle here. I will be taking it, however. I'll also take Trash to Treasure, especially because it's already upgraded. Rocket Punch. I still don't want that in the draw pile. And then I'll cut another strike. All right. I think everything worked out in the end. Uproar, Refract, Uproar, Strike. Cool. Enemy is going down this turn, so I'll throw an additional strike in. Trash to Treasure, Skim to create a new draw pile, so the Uproars have something to hit. GG. Act Preparation, 2 additional cards in the opening turn. Definitely matters. Storm. It's already upgraded, and I do have a Frozen Egg, but I really don't... I'd have to have so many powers in the deck for Storm to matter. I really don't think I want to use Storm as my damage source. Let's upgrade our Skim. Pretty good damage opening turn, if I do say so myself. Ultimate Defend to get that in the next cycle before we Skim. Drop a normal Defend. Next two cards are both Uproar. Turbo to Ultimate Defend. Refract, Steel Cast Strike. And then I'm just looking for... Ooh, Uproar right into Refract. Hell yeah. Basically the best outcome there for us. Again, we'll make sure the Ultimate Defend is in the next cycle, which turns out to be important because we use it to defend for the rest of that turn. GG. Show me Meteor Strike. Hyper Beam kind of conflicts here. Flat Cannon? Flat Cannon will get better, but it's also sometimes randomly just going to fire and do barely anything for us. A little dissatisfying, actually. See, 15 cards from the region. Choose to add any number of them to your deck. I wonder if I should look at that so I can try and find attacks that are worth, like, stealing from the region. You know what? I mean, re-rolling each card reward once is also wild with a frozen egg, but... Show me this. Okay, so... We could play Bombardment from our draw pile. That's pretty sick. Beat into Shape would make a sword based on the amount of hits that turn. That's not actually that good for us. Pillar Creation, whenever I create a card. That includes whenever I create statuses. Not a thing I'm doing consistently enough, though. I do think Royalties at the end of combat gain 40. Just worth having. Orbit. For every 4 energy you spend, gain an energy. Probably just worth having. Begone allows us to destroy specific cards in hand. That could be worth having. I'm actually pretty worried because the Flat Cannon is going to destroy the... like, if Uproar plays Flat Cannon in the Insatiable fight, it's going to destroy all of the Frantic Escapes. So then I won't be able to Frantic Escape from the enemy. That's actually really concerning. Void Form, end your turn. First 2 cards you play each turn are free. Yeah. I also think Conversions can easily go with that. And I will end up taking Pillar of Creation, I think. Because the cards I'm looking for are all cards that work with that, because they create statuses. Okay. Orbit. Uproar. Just had enough energy to take that one target out. Overclock! Yeah! Draw and create a status. It's exactly what we want to see. No, I play all of our attacks so commonly, I can't really afford to give them corrupted. Oh! Turn the strike into an upgraded machine learning, why don't you? Yeah, Turbo and Skim, both obviously incredible here. I feel like a second Turbo makes a lot more sense now that I've taken Overclock as well. Orbit, Trash to Treasure, Machine Learning, Turbo, Ultimate Defense, and then I'll Void Form. So with a giant bombardment for free. Turbo, Uproar. Gotta make sure I put him on the ground. Nice. Ooh, yes, hologram. Yeah, hologram's so important. Especially an upgraded copy. Ooh! What about Necrobinder? We might find Berry. That could be pretty fun. Reap? This is pretty big. Sleight of Flesh. Whenever you apply a debuff to an enemy. Honestly, not a thing I do. The other two are Osty attacks as well. Call of the Void. At the start of each turn, add a random card into your hand. It becomes ethereal. A random card? I love those. Defy for block and weaken actually also, I think I take here. No, I don't want to add attacks into the thing mid-turn. Mid-run, rather. Overclock, upgrade its card draw. Turbo, upgrade your energy. Hello, our first hand each combat is upgraded, including the additional 2 cards we get from our bag of prep. In terms of energy, we definitely need to save the dual cast. I probably end up removing Zap from this deck. I don't need to upgrade that. Bombardment's nice, but is it more nice than Double Uproar? I think so, yeah. Just domes one of those nerds immediately. Hell yeah. 1, 2, Convergence. Orbit Overclock. Definitely explosive, and then Uproar to kill that hatchling. Forces the next attack that gets played to retarget against someone else, which then takes the rest of the chumps off the field. I'll Defy, Turbo, and Void Form to end that turn. Now the first 2 cards I play each turn are free. Gotta get that royalties out before I play anything else. Black Cannon and kill him. Ooh, Shadow Shield. That's a lot of block. A lot of block. I'll take it. And then... let's upgrade the defense on Defy. Yeah, I'll have the 200 by the time we get to that shop. I can remove the last strike in this deck. Ooh, Trash to Treasure, Turbo, and Overclock, and Zap, and Bombardment, and Refracts. Everything's good. We got the royalties out. It's time to kill. Turbo Skim. I'm going to hologram back a Defend. Oh, excuse me. I mean hologram back a Overclock in order to draw into our Defend. There you are. Ultimate Defense. Thank you. I knew you were going to be there for me in my darkest hour, as you always are. Uproar. Splash is funny, but even funnier would be removing strike and just not taking it. Ooh, hilarious. Also, an additional star from Convergence means nothing to us. If Flat Cannon's going to destroy all of my status cards in this fight, I need to do a lot of damage to justify it. Thank heck it's already gone by in this cycle. That's going to make everything a lot easier for us for a second, actually. Legitimately, that'll be huge. Otherwise, I was going to have to play, avoid playing any uproars in this cycle. Okay, I leave my 2 best defense cards, 1 best defense card, as it turns out, for our next turn. Trash to treasure. Do I have a good turbo in the discard? I do. I'll hollow back good turbo. I'll play good turbo, then uproar, uproar. Sadly, there's no attacks in the draw pile, so it literally has nothing to fetch. Oop. Then void form. Okay. Frantic. Frankly, nothing else this turn actually makes an impact, whether I play it or not. Flat Cannon's terrifying, but at least it's in hand, so I don't have to cycle past it. It's currently offering to do 99 damage, but also lock us in at only having 3 turns until the enemy has to die. I'm gonna orbit, uproar, royalties, escape, reboot. Escape again. I just gotta put some distance between us. Then I can flak. Man, there's the flak again. You know what? Yeah. Adaptive, adaptive. Tesla. And I'll flak you for 99. About flacking time. Shadow Shield Ultimate Defend, then Uproar. Perfect. GG. Uproar after the Beam Cell. Creative AI, that's on your turn. Add a random power to your hand. How much do I care about a random card being created each turn? Or how much do I care about 3 block being created each turn? Ooh. It should be the Ice Lance, right? It should be the Ice Lance, so it's a big attack that, It should be the Ice Lance, so it's a big attack that also blocks. Gain energy at the start of each turn, at the start of each combat. 3 dazed. Oh, shuffled into your draw pile. Energy really isn't our problem. It's set up on the first 2 turns. Give me the Diamond Diadem. Diamond Diadem's so good. I don't understand the trash that it gets. Sometimes all you need for your deck to work is 2 turns of comfort and safety. And then the Diamond Diadem comes along offering that, and everyone just, like, spits in its face. I don't understand. To be fair, I don't know if that is, like, the consensus community opinion on it. It's just the vibe that I have gleaned. Let's orbit. Royalties, machine learning. Oh, the Void, that's even another card every turn. God damn. So much draw per turn. Not always from my deck, but still draw. Just gonna Void Form end that turn. Bombardment, Shadow Shields. Drop an Uproar into Uproar. I'll hologram back a Defend hand. Then I'll play Convergence instead. Start preparing some defense for next turn, because this 33 could be pretty sharp. Okay, made a decent amount of statuses and powers about that turn. Yeah. That'll do it. Loop. Really not that important to us, to be honest. Don't think I need another turbo either. I'll I'll take a random relic. The reptile gives us 3 strength for the turn after we spend a potion. Not particularly good. Hell yeah, I can play out that whole hand. It's a hell of a lot of powers to get in play. Thank you, Diamond Diadem, for helping us full defend whilst all that was happening. I don't know what I would do without you. Probably cry. A lot? I'm thinking a lot. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot. Let's throw the weak potion here, because then I can prevent myself from taking any damage this turn, and in doing so, losing max HP. Smokestack before turbo, so that I can start getting the AoE. There's the refract. Oh wow, I was certain that I had target down that turn. Cool-headed Tempest and Clock. Tempest doesn't actually do that much for us. Nor does Coil there, actually. I do want the early shop. Ooh. Dolly's Mirror. That's interesting. Because with Dolly's Mirror, I could get a second Void Form and then just basically never pay any energy for anything ever. I could get a second copy of Replay Uproar, which admittedly isn't that... It's 24 additional damage in a cycle where I'm playing the Uproars, but it is kind of cool. It's sadly far from the most powerful of the options. Honestly, probably a upgraded Overclock is probably the best option here, because I have so many ways to deal with the additional burns that, like, every ounce of additional draw in this deck is worth pounds and pounds and pounds of removal. Yeah, it's I think it is. Second Trash to Treasure is fun, but no, it's 100,000% Overclock. And then I'm not guaranteed to get another shop, am I? No. I'm gonna take this production as well. Especially because I just took additional draw there. Okay. Trash to Treasure, and then 3 other powers. Keep 20 block for the next turn. Good Signal Boost Void Form, that'd be funny. Nothing for it but to check what the Uproar has in it. That worked out pretty well. Incoming damage is just in excess of my damage at the moment. Alright, fine, I'll defend. I wanted to play Signal Boost as well if I could that turn, so that I could double the royalties. But I'm not even guaranteed to have another shop, so... it might not even be relevant. Alright, now... let's get Overclock here. Orbit Skim. Conversions, Ultimate Defend, Zap. I'm setting up the primary conditions for our flak to just flak everything. Straight to heck. Get him. Smokestack. Now, I took one of you earlier, didn't I? Didn't I? I apparently didn't. I'm taking that chill instead, though. Yeah. For fights exactly like this one, and I even get it in the opening hand. 1, 2, Chill. Turbo. Dual Burst. Void Form. Bombardment and Uproar. Oh, damn. Oh, so much energy worth of cards being played there. Let's skim. Nice, down into Turbo. Overclock, there's Orbit. Okay, great. Just keep cycling, just keep cycling. Fire Cannon, Trash the Treasure. Bring me back the Overclock. Thank you. Convergence that literally is never allowed to work here. It does retain the whole hand of no cards because all of them were ethereal and died before that. Okay. Trash the Treasure, fight the Through, and Flak Cannon. Flak Cannon was worth playing there just to prevent us from having an awful draw. Follow back the Overclock again. God, it feels so much worse when the Overclocks are unupgraded. GG. Blessing of the Forge. Upgrade all cards in hand for the rest of the combat. Not relevant. And Centennial Puzzle. Another Storm. Like, Storm would put a couple lightning... At this point, I probably should put one in the deck. At this point, it's probably too stubborn not to. God, they're not an 8, right? Yeah, they don't upgrade to become an 8. They upgraded to become an 8 in the first game. Gauger at the start of each combat gain 4 plating. Additional energy. Chill. Storm. Machine Learning. And Call of the Void. There you go. I don't even full defend. I do get the additional draw this turn, which is pretty cool, though. Start the turn with FTL. Trash the Treasure. Royalties and Pillar of Creation. Then Turbo creates card. I'll Uproar. Hits Flak Cannon a little early, unfortunately. Oh, but it also pulls the Bombardment out of the deck. That's great. Defy for the weaken, drop a defend, and that's full defense this turn. Production allows us to play Meteor Strike. Dual Cast then gives us the energy to also get a Void Form out at the end of the turn. A little bit more damage to me, but nothing unacceptable. GG. Beetlejuice! That's big. Bigger than which of these? I don't think I end up retaining. Oh, no, wait, that'll be really good against the Queen fight. Okay, I'm gonna have to drop the Flex Pot for, sorry, the Focus Pot for, Beetlejuice. It's too impactful to not take. No need for an upgraded Feral there. Power card? Really? Come on, the power card would have been upgraded, and it might have been all your powers cost 1 less. I can't believe you didn't give me that. Access to Weaken would be nice from the attack, I guess. Weaken vulnerable from Mad Science. Bag of Preparation. Nope, you can't have that. Pantographer. Nope, can't have that. Reptile, you can have that. Give me the Oddly Smooth Zone. Thanks, bud. I don't need to block on top of this because I only blur my resources for 1 turn there. And the enemy wasn't going to be attacking me next turn, so it wasn't going to be relevant then. Okay. Shadow Shields, give me Orbit, so I can start benefiting from that. Bring back I would do Ice Lance, but I don't need to evoke any of the orbs I'm holding at the moment. Sick. Black Cannon's 55 damage at the moment, but we can definitely make more out of that. Production. Okay, we're in the new draw pile, so this Uproar can now hit the Mad Science perfectly, and it does. Overclock. Turbo. Okay, now Flat Cannon's offering to kill the enemy, so I'll let it. If you're so keen on killing the enemy. Alright then. Red Mask at the start of each... Oh, yeah, I'll take one more turbo, sure. At the start of each combat, apply 1 week to all enemies. We've got Pantograph to heal us before the first fight. I'm interested in getting the Mad Science Innate. I need it to be played earlier than it's currently being played. Yeah, that'll do. Call the Void, Machine Learning, Mad Science on the front line, and then just Ice Lance for continual defense. I would do Convergence, Cool It, Defend, but the thing is, I need to be able to use my resources next turn. I'm just going to play Void Form. I take 1 damage here, but now I've got, on the enemy's first multi-attack turn, I've already got my additional energy up. Ooh, Voltaic got generated. It is ethereal, though, so I have to play that Voltaic this turn or never use it. Play Bombardment. A double Uproar. Storm before Pillar of Creation. Overclock for the draw. Nice. We get into another turbo. Now I'm fully defended. So now it's working with funny money. And then I can use the Voltaic for channeling 6 lightning. I only really care about that in case I now get another Voltaic, and now the next one does 12. Orbit before Skim. Defy on an ideal turn. Overclock draws us back. Oof. Defend. Defend Overclock? Yeah, basically I had to exclusively draw a turbo that turn to continue. It's okay. Let's just go with Black Cannon to start with here. Just get rid of the cards. It's going to be difficult to defend after this as well. We'll definitely Ice Lance for free. Oh my god, that's not even my Ice Lance. That was an ethereal copy, which means I can use Uproar for another Ice Lance for free. That's a lot of defense. Six damage to our body. Another free Flat Cannon? Good lord. I mean, I might as well prevent myself from drawing into those 2 voids. Okay. Big Refract, compile for a bit of draw. Tempest at the end of that turn. Now Flat Cannon's lethal. GG. Show me the test subject. I've even got both of my potions still here. Okay. It's important we continue your weakness with Mad Science and get my ridiculous amount of resources per turn with Call of the Void and Machine Learning. Trash the treasure, double chill, and then drop the first bombardment. Perfect. So we get the additional draw from taking one damage this turn. Flat Cannon is the only attack in the draw pile at the moment, but I don't have many statuses in the discard. And by many, I mean I don't have any. Interesting. So I'm kind of compelled to draw into the deck. Thank you. Let's hollow back draw again. Nice. Okay, everything's going well now. Convergence. I'll overclock. Royalties. Turbo. Creative AI. Throw away those defends so I don't have to use them. And then Void Form at the end of the turn. And then this hand is retained, so I can throw Flat Cannon at the top of the next turn for damage. Then let's go Shadow Shield and Consuming Shadow. Coolant, Uproar. Sadly short on full defense that turn, but was only 5 damage short of the kill. Speaking of, Bombardment does it at the top of the next turn. I'll leave it here so that I've got the Orbit ready to charge. Ooh, Mad Science, hell yeah. Drop a Glacier, Mad Science. I'm gonna Beetlejuice you now. You're down to doing 15 damage and also you're tiny. Beetlejuice lasts for 4 turns. I don't expect the enemy is gonna still be alive at the end of those turns. 3 turbos drawn with that skim. Turbo, turbo, turbo. Overclock. Let's uproar. Great. Refract. Signal boost buffer. I'll hologram back the overclock because practically guaranteed to draw turbos with the density they have in this deck. And defend and then Flat Cannon for 16 by 6. That'll do it. I mean, as convincing a run as I may have ever had, there was no point at which the enemies were in control. Having, like, the card that benefits from having additional card creation from a different class, and then a card from a different class that creates additional cards, as well as my own card that joins additional cards in hand, like a trinity of powers that just really popped the hell off. Also, Void Form. I mean, there has to be a shout out to Void Form, giving us the ability to actually play all of our additional stuff. Which class am I? Void Form, Machine Learning, Call of the Void. Who knows? Sadly, I didn't manage to get an Echo Form in place, so we couldn't see the Void Form, Echo Form on the same character at the same time. That would have been pretty fun. I will note, Storm basically did nothing, right? Like, I think I was right to neglect Storm as long as I did. I think I probably should have neglected it just a little longer. For the moment, though, my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire 2, though. Top left is a series playlist for all of my content on the game, past, present, and future YouTube recommendations are down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. At above the thank you. A special thanks this episode to Corbo. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.